All right, Mrs. Ava Knight, thank you very much for returning to theboxingbar.com and welcome once again.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me.
Last time you were on, Ava, you said one of your main goals, or one of the goals that you had, was to get a fight with Mariana La Barbie Juarez. Now you got that chance on October 13th in Mexico City. How did you feel when you got that notice that you were getting this dream shot for the green belt, the WBC World Flyweight title?
I was really excited. Like I said before, this is a fight I've always wanted. We have a few disadvantages. We're fighting in Mexico City, her hometown, and it's going to play against us. But we're going to go out there and put on a great performance and come back with the belt.
Have you guys been doing different things in preparation for this fight because everything that's at stake? Have you guys been doing your homework and studying films and stuff like that?
Yeah, we have. My coach, he's the one that's responsible for all that. I really don't like to get into the video watching and paying attention to everything that goes on in the fight. I just worry about me and training and making sure I'm the best I can be. But we've been training really hard. Coach Ben, he's got a really good plan for us. We're out here in the high altitude to get ready for Mexico City, and we're just going to make sure that we're going to be 100% for this fight.
And this is a WBC title you're fighting for, which is a Mexican-based title. Then there's a factor of her being the biggest female moneymaker fighter popularity-wise. And then you got to think about that home court advantage that she has fighting in Mexico, which might have some influences for the judges and their decision. Do you have any added pressure to try to get a knockout for this reason? And do you think you can win a decision should it get that far in Mexico City for these reasons?
Well, the plan for us is always to try and go for the knockout. I'd never like taking it to a decision, and because I always get nervous, you never know what can happen. And before this last 2 months, a lot of bad decisions were happening, and it all plays a part. But it's really not putting any pressure on me. I'm still concentrating on what I have to do because no matter what, I can't let that bother my head too much. I can't think about it because it shouldn't affect my performance. I'm just going to make sure that everything still goes the way I plan.
And it's still about 3 weeks away or so. How do you think you're going to feel once you're at the arena right before you walk out through the drape to fight her? Do you think nerves are going to kick in at that point? Or do you think you've been that experience where the people in the crowd and all that excitement doesn't get to you?
You always get a little bit of excitement before you get into the ring. I love fighting. I think about it all the time. It's what I live for. So I always get excited. But I always know what to expect. The last few times, I got a lot of boos coming out, so I know that I can't let any of that affect me. But it should be good. I should feel great. I feel good every time going into the ring. After a few times being in Mexico, I don't really get too nervous anymore. So it should be good.
She stirred up a lot of controversy, and it was all over about her being, in the Playboy magazine and doing that. It might have helped her out popularity-wise. It might have helped her future fights like this, or to make it bigger for you guys when you guys do fight. Do you think that's an advantage, what she did there, to kind of blow up this fight because it is probably her first fight since doing that? Do you think it'll make this fight bigger?
Anything you do that's going to gain a lot of popularity is going to make any fight bigger. Her choice to go to Playboy was probably great for her, and it's great for me because it just puts more attention on what we're doing and her, and I'm the girl fighting her, so, it shines a light on me also. And a lot of people look down on it. It's something I never do, but if she's comfortable with it and she likes it, it's great for her. It's great for her popularity, and it's just going to help this fight get bigger.
And the Olympics just happened a few months ago. What did you think of the Olympics this year where the women did better than the men? I mean, it was the first Olympics where the men didn't come out with any medals at all. And how did that make you feel knowing that these women, or women boxing in general, were getting nationwide attention? They were in the exact same occupation as you. Did that make you prouder to be an American and to be a female boxer?
Yeah, being in the Olympics now for women is great. We're a real sport now, so it makes things better. We had our gold and we have our bronze, and it's just great to see these gold medals come in. I know there's a lot of controversy with the women. We only had 3 weight classes, which great, but at least we were there, and the girls didn't fight as much what the men complained about. But regardless of that, we still came out with some medals in boxing, and it was the women, so they can't deny that.
and knowing that this is going to be a huge fight and probably one of the biggest fights that can be made because of her popularity and her being one of the most popular fighters, should you come out victorious after that fight, what would your next plan be? Would you want to go up in weight? What would be your plans should you be successful that night?
I plan on being successful, and the next step, I think, is just to get in the ring with the rest of the flyweights that want a chance to be on top. There's still a lot of girls up there that are really good. They might not be number one, they might be right below me, but they still want their chance. And, once I feel that I've dominated the flyweight, I plan on going up, and hopefully getting avenging my loss against Ana Maria when she comes back, and just fighting the best. That's what I want to do throughout my career and make it successful.
Ava, I'm so glad to know that months back this was your goal. You achieved it. You got this far. You got your shot coming up on October 13th in Mexico City. I really hope that you come out and you come back on here to theboxingbar.com as a champion. Thank you very much for returning to theboxingbar.com. Thank you very much for your time, and good luck to you on October 13th in Mexico City against Mariano Juarez.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks for supporting women's boxing.
Always. Thank you very much, Ava.